I found my heir begging for scraps while my capos lived like kings. Heads will roll for this. Rain hammers the alley like bullets on steel. Don Lorenzo Vitale sits in the back of his Mercedes, watching through tinted glass. Gray suit, gold cufflinks, face carved from marble. Outside, a kid fights for his life. 3 thugs, 1 victim. The kid, maybe 22, covers his head with his arms. They kick him, ribs, stomach, face. He's protecting something, a loaf of bread. Lorenzo leans forward. His driver, Marco, keeps the engine running. "Boss, it's just street trash. We should stop the car." Marco's hands tighten on the wheel. "Don, I said stop." The car stops. Lorenzo steps out. Rain soaks his $5,000 suit. Doesn't give a damn. He walks toward the fight. Slow. That walk everyone in this city knows. The thugs see him coming. They freeze mid-kick, then they run, fast. The kid stays on the ground. Blood on his lip. Dirt caked on his face. Breathing like his ribs are broken. Lorenzo stares down at him. The kid looks up. Eyes dark, still got fight in them. Then Lorenzo sees it. Around the kid's neck, a thin string. A woman's ring dangles from it. Gold band, small diamond, delicate. Lorenzo's breath catches. He knows that ring. He bought that ring 30 years ago. His voice comes out rough. "Where'd you get that?" The kid clutches it like it's the only thing keeping him alive. "My mother's. Only thing she left me." "What was her name?" "Isabella." The name hits Lorenzo like a knife between the ribs. Isabella. His daughter-in-law. Dead 20 years, pregnant when she died. Lorenzo's hand shakes. He shoves it in his pocket. "When'd she die?" "When I was 2, dumped me at a church. Don't remember her face." Lorenzo stands there, rain pouring down. His jaw clenched so tight his teeth might crack. He pulls out his phone, dials. "Marco, get me Russo now." The kid watches him. Confused, scared. Probably thinks he's about to get whacked. Lorenzo looks at him one more time. Really looks. The eyes, the jawline, the way he holds himself even when he's been beaten half to death. It's all there, his son's face. Looking back at him from some gutter. 3 weeks earlier, Lorenzo sat at the head of his dining table. Crystal chandeliers. Marble floors. Art on the walls worth more than small countries. His 3 capos laughed and stuffed their faces. Angelo Ricci, fat bastard, loud mouth, gold rings on every finger like he's some kind of rapper. Bruno Valente, cold eyes, fancy watch, thinks he's smarter than everyone. Salvatore Conti, slicked back hair, slimy smile, the kind of guy who'd sell his mother for a good deal. They drank wine that cost more than most people made in a year. Angelo raised his glass. "To another year of profits, Don." Lorenzo raised his glass, didn't drink. "My son's birthday would have been today." The table went quiet. Salvatore cleared his throat. "God rest his soul and his wife. Terrible tragedy." Lorenzo nodded. 20 years. Bruno leaned in, fake sympathy on his face. "You did everything you could, Don. The boy, he didn't survive the crash." Angelo nodded too fast. "We searched for months, nothing." Lorenzo sipped his wine. Something felt wrong. Had felt wrong for years. A weight in his chest. A voice in his head screaming that they were lying. But he trusted them. They were his inner circle, his brothers. He'd been a fucking fool. Back in the alley, Lorenzo watches the kid stumble to his feet. The kid picks up his bread. Half of it's ruined. Doesn't matter. He tucks it under his arm like it's gold. "Who are you?" the kid asks. Lorenzo doesn't answer. Just turns and walks back to the car. Inside, he pulls out his phone again. "Marco, I want surveillance on Angelo, Bruno, and Salvatore. Everything, bank records, phone calls, where they sleep, who they fuck. I want it tonight. Boss, what's going on? Just do it. Lorenzo's study is dark except for the lamp on his desk. Detective Russo spreads photos across the mahogany. Hospital records, adoption papers, police reports. Isabella Vitale didn't die in that crash, Don. She survived, lived another 2 years. Lorenzo's fists clench. And the boy? Born 3 months after the accident. She left him at St. Michael's Church when she got sick. Cancer, no money for treatment. Why didn't she come to me? Russo slides over another document. Someone told her you were dead, showed her a fake death certificate, told her the family was gone. Lorenzo's eyes go black. Who? Russo taps 3 signatures at the bottom of a bank statement. Angelo Ricci, Bruno Valente, Salvatore Conti. They liquidated the trust fund you set up for your son's family. $50 million. Split it between them. Filed fake death certificates for both Isabella and the boy. Lorenzo doesn't speak, just breathes, in and out. Russo shifts uncomfortably. There's more. They tried to have the kid killed when he turned 18, hired local thugs. Kid survived, went underground. Lorenzo stands, walks to the window. His city spreads out below, his empire, built on loyalty, pissed away by greed. Bring him to me, tonight. Russo nods and leaves. Lorenzo pours a drink. Scotch, neat. His hand doesn't shake anymore. Now it's steady, cold. He thinks about Angelo laughing at his table. Bruno drinking his wine. Salvatore kissing his ring. All of them liars, thieves, dead men walking. They stole his blood, his legacy. They left his grandson in the gutter while they bought mansions. Lorenzo drains his glass. He's built this empire on one rule, loyalty above all. They broke that rule. Now they pay. He picks up his phone, dials Angelo. Don, what can I do for you? Lorenzo's voice is smooth, pleasant. I want to have dinner. Tomorrow night, you, Bruno, Salvatore, a celebration. Of course, Don. What are we celebrating? You'll see. He hangs up. In the reflection of the window, Lorenzo's face is stone. They thought they buried his family. They forgot that Vitales don't stay buried. They rise, and when they rise, they bring hell with them. 2 a.m. The shelter smells like sweat, piss, and broken dreams. Leo sleeps on a cot. 40 other men snore around him. Some cough like they're dying. Some mutter crazy shit in their sleep. This is his life. Has been for 4 years. The door opens. Marco enters with 2 guys in black suits. They move quiet, professional. They wake Leo gently, hand on his shoulder. Come with us. Leo jerks awake, backs against the wall. I didn't do anything. You're not in trouble. Then what the hell do you want? Someone wants to meet you. Who? Marco pulls out a photo, holds it up. An old man, gray hair, sharp suit, standing next to a woman in a white dress. Leo's breath stops. That woman. He's seen her in dreams, fragments, pieces he can't hold on to. Who is she? Your mother, Isabella Vitale. Leo stares, his hands shake. I don't have a mother. She died when I was 2. She did, but before she died, she was married to a man named Antonio Vitale, Don Lorenzo's son. Leo's throat tightens. What are you saying? You're Lorenzo Vitale's grandson, his only living heir. Leo laughs, sounds bitter, broken. This is bullshit. No bullshit, kid. The Don wants to meet you. Why now? Where was he when I was sleeping in dumpsters? When I was eating garbage? Marco's face doesn't change. He didn't know you existed. Come with us. He'll explain. Leo looks around the shelter, at the men who've become his only family, then at the ring around his neck, his mother's ring, the only thing he has left of her. Fine. But if this is some kind of setup, it's not. They take him. The penthouse is on the 60th floor, floor-to-ceiling windows. The city glitters below like someone dumped out a jewelry box. Leo steps inside. His shoes, worn, falling apart, squeak on the marble. He's never seen anything like this. The furniture probably costs more than he'd make in 10 lifetimes. Hell, 20 lifetimes. Lorenzo sits in a leather chair by the window, glass of scotch in his hand. He doesn't stand, just watches. Sit. Leo sits on the edge of the couch, stiff, ready to bolt. Lorenzo studies him, takes his time. You have your father's eyes. I don't know my father. I do. He was my son, Antonio, died 20 years ago in a car crash with your mother. Leo's jaw tightens. So why am I here? Because they told me you died too. They lied. Who lied? Men I trusted? Men I called brothers? They told me you died in the crash. They stole your inheritance, left you in the streets to die. Leo's hands ball into fists. Why would they do that? Greed. Your father left you $50 million. They took it, lived like kings while you slept in shelters. The number doesn't feel real. 50 million. Leo can't even wrap his head around it. Who were they? You'll meet them soon, but first, Lorenzo stands, walks to the window. You need to look the part. Look like what? Lorenzo turns. His eyes are steel, like a Vitale, like someone who matters. The bathroom is bigger than the entire shelter. Leo stands under the hot water and cries. He hasn't had a hot shower in months. Maybe a year. The water runs brown with dirt, then pink with old blood from scabs and cuts. He washes until his skin hurts. When he steps out, there are clothes waiting. Real clothes, not thrift store garbage. A robe, soft. Probably costs more than a car. He wraps himself in it and stares at the mirror. He doesn't recognize the guy looking back. The tailor arrives at dawn. Old Italian guy with measuring tape and pins. He measures Leo's shoulders, his inseam, his neck. Stand straight, young man, shoulders back. Leo straightens, feels weird. He spent years trying to look small, invisible. Now they want him to stand tall. The tailor nods. Good bone structure, you'll wear a suit well. 3 suits, charcoal, navy, black. Each one costs more than Leo made in a year of hustling. The tailor pins and adjusts. Your grandfather has taste. These are not off the rack. How long will they take? For Don Vitale's grandson, I'll have them ready by tonight. The barber comes next. Old school, straight razor, hot towel. He trims Leo's hair, shapes it, makes him look human again instead of like some animal. Then the shave. The razor glides smooth, precise. Leo watches in the mirror as the homeless kid disappears. Someone else shows up. Someone who looks like he belongs in this world. There, the barber says. Now you look like a Vitale. The chef brings food at noon. A full spread, steak, pasta, roasted vegetables, fresh bread that smells like heaven. Wine, real wine, not the cheap shit Leo used to steal from corner stores. He sits at the table, just stares at it. Eat, Lorenzo says from the doorway. Leo picks up the fork. His hand shakes. He takes a bite of steak. It melts in his mouth. He's never tasted anything like this, not once in his entire life. He eats slowly, like if he moves too fast, it'll all vanish. Lorenzo watches, says nothing. When Leo finishes, he looks up. Why are you doing this? Because you're my blood, because they took everything from you, because you deserve better than what they gave you. Leo's throat tightens. I don't know how to be what you want me to be. Lorenzo walks over, puts a hand on his shoulder. You're not a beggar, Leo, you're a king. Start acting like one. For the first time in his life, Leo believes it. Lorenzo's war room is all business. Computers, screens, 3 accountants typing like their lives depend on it. Detective Russo stands behind them. Lorenzo paces. Leo sits in the corner, watching, learning. "Show me everything," Lorenzo says. Elena, the lead accountant, pulls up spreadsheets, numbers, transactions, dates. The trust fund was liquidated in 3 transactions: March 2006, June 2008, December 2010. Who authorized it? All 3 capos: Angelo Ricci, Bruno Valente, Salvatore, Conti. All 3 signatures were required. Lorenzo stops pacing. How much did each take? Angelo took 20 million. Bruno and Salvatore took 15 each. Russo slides surveillance photos across the table. Angelo bought a villa in Tuscany. Bruno bought a casino in Atlantic City. Salvatore invested in real estate across 5 states. Lorenzo's jaw clenches. They lived like fucking kings on my grandson's blood. Elena pulls up another file. There's more, Don. Show me. She clicks. A payment record appears. In 2012, they hired a local gang, the Southside Crew, paid them $100,000. For what? Russo answers. To eliminate Leo. He'd just turned 18. Legally, he could claim the inheritance if he ever found out the truth. The room goes dead silent. Leo stands. His voice is quiet. They tried to kill me? Lorenzo turns, looks at him. Did anything happen that year, an attack? Leo's face goes hard. 3 guys jumped me outside a gas station. Said someone paid them to make sure I disappeared. I fought back. Took a knife from one of them, stabbed him. You killed him? Didn't mean to, but yeah, he died. Lorenzo's eyes flash with something. Pride, maybe. What happened after? I ran, disappeared, figured if I stayed off the grid, maybe I'd be safe. Russo nods. That's why we couldn't find you for years. You went ghost. Elena pulls up more files. The payments continued. Every few months they'd put out feelers, trying to locate him. How recent? Last payment was 6 months ago. Lorenzo's hands grip the table. His knuckles go white. They've been hunting him for 10 years. Russo leans in. Don, there's one more thing. We found communication records, encrypted emails. They weren't just stealing and covering it up. What else? They were planning to take over. After you died, they wanted Leo gone so there'd be no legitimate heir. They could split the empire 3 ways. The room goes cold. Lorenzo doesn't move, doesn't speak. Then he walks to the window, stares out at his city. How long have they been planning this? At least 15 years, maybe longer. Lorenzo's voice comes out like gravel. I gave them everything, power, money, respect. I treated them like brothers. They never saw it that way, Don. They saw an opportunity. Lorenzo turns. His face is stone. His eyes are ice. Set up the dinner. Tomorrow night, all 3 of them. Tell them it's a celebration. Russo nods. What are we celebrating? Their last meal. Leo stands. What are you going to do? Lorenzo looks at him. Really looks at him. I'm going to give you what's yours, and I'm going to make them pay for every day you suffered. I want to be there. You will be, but not as the victim, as the heir. Lorenzo walks over, stands in front of Leo. Tomorrow night you walk into that room as Leonardo Vitale, grandson of Don Lorenzo, rightful heir to this empire. You don't flinch, you don't hesitate. You show them exactly what they tried to destroy. Leo straightens, shoulders back. I can do that. I know you can. You've got the blood. Lorenzo turns to Marco. Get him the suit, the best one. I want him to look like royalty. Yes, Don. As everyone files out, Lorenzo stays at the window. Leo joins him. You scared? Leo asks. Of what? That I'll disappoint you. That I won't be what you need. Lorenzo smiles, rare, almost warm. You survived 10 years on the streets, killed a man with his own knife. Stayed alive when 3 powerful men wanted you dead. You're already more than I hoped for. Leo looks out at the city, his city now. What happens after tomorrow? After tomorrow, we rebuild, together. And them? Lorenzo's smile fades. They learn what happens when you betray a Vitale. The dining room looks like something out of a Mafia movie. Gold plates, crystal glasses catching the light. Roasted lamb that probably cost more than a car. Wine so expensive you're scared to breathe near it. Angelo, Bruno, and Salvatore are living their best lives, laughing, drinking, completely wasted. They've been hitting the wine hard for an hour. Angelo's face is tomato red. His gold rings catch every flicker of candlelight. To the dawn, glass raised high. The others jump in. To the dawn. They drink like it's the last bottle on earth. Bruno's leaning back like he owns the place. Watch that costs more than most people's yearly salary. Custom suit. Best wine I've had all month, Lorenzo. Where'd you get this? 82 Bordeaux? Salvatore's grinning ear to ear. Hair slicked back with enough oil to fry chicken. Diamond cufflinks flashing. You really know how to throw a party, boss. What are we even celebrating? Angelo laughs. Half drunk already. You still haven't told us. They all look at Lorenzo. He's sitting at the head of the table, calm as a frozen lake, smiling. That smile doesn't reach his eyes. Patience, Angelo. Good things come to those who wait. More laughter, more wine flowing. Lorenzo watches them like a scientist watching rats in a maze. These men, his brothers, his inner circle, 30 years of loyalty, all of it bullshit. They toast again, to loyalty, to family, to the empire they built together. Every word tastes like poison to Lorenzo. Bruno cuts into his lamb, juice running down the plate. Remember the old days, Don? The 3 of us in that basement on Mulberry Street, look at us now. Yeah, Lorenzo says quietly. Look at you. Bruno's too drunk to catch the edge in those words. That's what I'm saying. You made us. We owe you everything. Angelo nods so hard his chins wobble. Everything, Don. Salvatore raises his glass again. To family. Blood is everything. Lorenzo raises his glass, doesn't drink. Tell me something. What does loyalty mean to you? The table goes quiet. Just for a second. Then Angelo laughs, nervous laugh, wrong laugh. Loyalty? Come on, Don, it's everything. Blood before money. Family first, Bruno adds, always has been. Always, Salvatore echoes. Lorenzo nods slow. Family first, I like that. He stands, walks to the window, hands behind his back. I've been thinking about family lately, about my son, Antonio. The 3 Capos exchange looks, quick glances. God rest his soul, Angelo says too fast. And his wife, Isabella, and their child, my grandchild. Salvatore shifts in his seat. Terrible tragedy, Don, terrible. Was it? Lorenzo turns around. The smile's gone now. Was it really a tragedy? The temperature in the room drops 20 degrees. Bruno clears his throat. Don, I don't understand what you told me they died, all 3 of them, dead in the crash. They did. Did they? Nobody speaks. You could hear their hearts pounding. Lorenzo walks back to the table. Each step deliberate, slow, like a predator. I've been doing some research, some digging, found out some interesting things. Angelo's hand shakes. He sets down his wine glass before he drops it. What if someone lied to me? What if someone told me my family was dead when they were alive? Don, we would never. What if someone stole from me? From my blood? took $50 million and lived like goddamn kings while my grandson slept in a homeless shelter. All three of them go white as sheets. Bruno stands up. Chair scraping. Don, I swear to God. Sit down. Bruno sits like someone cut his strings. Lorenzo's voice could freeze fire. I found him. Salvatore's wine glass slips from his fingers. Doesn't shatter. Just spills across the white tablecloth like blood. Found who? Angelo whispers. Lorenzo snaps his fingers. The door opens. Leo walks in. $10,000 suit. Charcoal gray. Fits like it was painted on. Hair slicked back. Clean shaven. Could be on the cover of GQ. He looks exactly like his father did at that age. Same walk. Same sharp jaw. Same eyes that see right through you. Angelo's wine glass explodes in his hand. Blood and wine mixing. He doesn't even notice. Bruno's mouth drops open. Not a sound comes out. Salvatore looks like he's seen a ghost. Because he has. Leo stops at the edge of the table. Doesn't sit, just stands there. Looking at them like they're insects. Lorenzo moves behind Leo, hand on his shoulder. Proud father energy. Gentlemen, meet Leonardo Vitale, my grandson, my heir, Antonio's son, very much alive. Angelo tries to stand. His legs won't cooperate. That's not possible. He died in the... He didn't die. You told me he died. You showed me fake paperwork. Death certificates you printed in some back office. You told his mother I was dead. You left him in the streets to rot. Leo's voice cuts through like a knife. While you bought villas in Italy, he walks around the table. Slow. Stops behind Angelo's chair. While you bought casinos in Atlantic City. Moves to Bruno. While you bought apartment buildings in 5 different states. Stops at Salvatore. I slept on cardboard, ate from dumpsters, got jumped for a loaf of bread, and he leans down close to Salvatore's ear. You lived like kings, on my blood. Marco walks in, places 3 folders on the table, drops them like they're contaminated. 1 in front of each capo. Open them, Lorenzo says. Nobody moves. I said open them. 3 pairs of shaking hands open folders. Bank statements with their signatures. Transaction records, wire transfers, photos of mansions and villas and casinos. Payment receipts to hitmen, every lie, every theft, every betrayal. Documented. 20 years, Lorenzo says. His voice echoes off the walls. 20 goddamn years you looked me in the eye, kissed my ring, called yourselves my family. And the whole time, the entire fucking time, you were robbing me blind. Angelo's voice cracks like breaking glass. Don, please let us explain. Explain? Lorenzo slams his hand on the table. Every glass jumps. Explain what? You stole $50 million from a 2-year-old child. You tried to have him murdered when he turned 18. You lied to my face every single day for 2 decades. He leans forward, gets in Angelo's face. Explain that. Bruno tries, voice shaking. We thought he'd be better off. Better off? Leo's voice is quiet, deadly quiet. Better off homeless? Better off getting beaten, starving, alone? We didn't know where you were. Bullshit, you knew exactly where I was. You paid 3 guys $100,000 to put a knife in me. Room goes silent as a grave. Lorenzo walks to Angelo, crouches down, gets real close. I asked you to protect my family. I trusted you with everything, my money, my business, my empire, my blood. Angelo's crying now, ugly crying. Don, I'm so sorry. You're sorry you got caught. That's what you're sorry for. Lorenzo stands, moves to Bruno. Want to explain how you bought a casino with my grandson's inheritance money? Bruno's mouth opens and closes. Nothing comes out. No? Nothing? He moves to Salvatore. And you. You're the one who showed Isabella that fake death certificate. You looked a dying woman in the face and told her she had nobody, that I was dead, that she was alone. Salvatore's shaking like he's having a seizure. I didn't think. You thought you'd get away with it. Thought I'd never find out. Thought you were smarter than me. Lorenzo steps back. Looks at all three of them. I built this empire on one rule. One single rule, loyalty. You broke it. You didn't just betray me. You betrayed everything we stood for, everything we built. He walks back to his chair, sits down like a king on a throne. I asked for brothers. You gave me snakes. I asked for protectors. You gave me thieves. Angelo drops to his knees, hands clasped like he's praying. Please, Don, have mercy. I have a family, kids, grandkids. So did I. Those three words hang in the air like a death sentence. Lorenzo looks at Leo. What do you think? What should we do with them? Leo stares at the three men who stole his life, his childhood, his family, everything. His face is stone. I think they should know what they took from me, experience it firsthand. Lorenzo nods once. Marco enters with 4 guards, big guys, stone faces. Take them. Angelo tries to grab Lorenzo's leg. Pathetic. Please, Don, I'll give it all back. You can't give back 20 years. Bruno bolts, makes it 3 steps before the guards grab him, drags him back, screaming. Salvatore just sits there, broken. What are you going to do to us? Lorenzo stands, walks to the door, stops, looks back over his shoulder. I'm going to give you exactly what you gave my grandson, nothing. He walks out. Leo follows. Behind them, the 3 capos are dragged away screaming. Their screams echo through the mansion like ghosts. In the hallway, Leo stops. What happens to them now? Lorenzo doesn't break stride. They live in the same shelter you lived in. No money, no power, no family, no nothing, just like you had. For how long? Rest of their lives. Leo's quiet for a moment, processing. That's worse than killing them. Lorenzo looks at him, actually smiles. That's the whole point. They walk out into the night. The empire is theirs now. And everyone's about to learn what happens when you cross a Vitale, St. Michael's shelter. 1 week later, rain pisses down on Angelo's head. He's wearing rags that smell like mold and sweat. No coat, shoes 2 sizes too small that rub his feet raw. He's lost 40 pounds. Looks like a ghost of himself. Bruno sits on the curb picking at a scab on his hand, staring at nothing. His Rolex? Gone. His Italian loafers? Some other homeless guy's wearing them now. Salvatore leans against the brick wall, shaking like a leaf. His hair's a greasy mess. Those diamond cufflinks he loved so much? Pawned by the guards for beer money, probably. A homeless guy shuffles past. Does a double take. Yo, ain't you? No, Angelo snaps. But the guy knows. Everyone in this shithole knows. The mighty have fallen, hard. Inside, they sleep on cots that squeak every time you breathe. 40 guys crammed in one room, snoring, farting, coughing up God knows what. The same room Leo slept in for years. Angelo lies there at night staring at water stains on the ceiling. He thinks about his villa in Tuscany, the wine cellar, the view of the hills, all gone. Lorenzo didn't put a bullet in their heads. That would have been a kindness. This is watching yourself rot in slow motion, knowing what you had, what you pissed away, what you'll never touch again. Bruno tried to leave on day 3, made it to the front door. 2 guards materialized out of nowhere. One puts a gentle hand on his shoulder. Going somewhere? I just needed some air, man. Courtyard's open, 30 minutes, between 2 and 2:30, you know the rules. Bruno's voice cracks. How long? How long do we gotta stay? The guard grins. How long did Leo stay? Bruno goes back to his cot and doesn't speak for 2 days. Salvatore doesn't even try to run. He eats the watery soup, sleeps on the thin mattress, stares at the wall. He's broken, accepted it. This is the rest of his life. At night, Angelo cries, tries to keep it quiet, buries his face in the pillow. Everyone hears anyway. Nobody gives a shit. Lorenzo's office, 2 months later. Leo's at the big desk now. Papers everywhere. Financial reports. Maps with territories marked in red and blue. Personnel files on guys he's never met. He's been cramming like it's finals week. Learning the business. Who's who owes what, who's loyal, who's a problem. Lorenzo leans in the doorway, arms crossed, watching. Rossi family's moving heroin through our ports. Didn't ask permission, didn't pay a dime. What's your move? Leo doesn't even look up. Shut down their access, block the ports, make them come begging. They don't beg, they fight, then what? Then we take the ports, every single one. Lorenzo steps in. You'd start a war over ports? Leo looks up. His eyes could freeze water. I'd start a fight to avoid a war. You hit them hard enough, fast enough, they fold. It's math. And if they hit back, burn down one of our clubs, we burn down 3 of theirs. For every punch they throw, we throw 5. Eventually they'll realize they can't afford to fight us. Lorenzo's face breaks into a rare smile. Exactly right. Marco knocks, sticks his head in. Boss, Dominic Rossi's here. Says he needs a meeting. Lorenzo looks at Leo. Your call. Leo stands, fixes his tie. Where is he? Conference room. Tell him I'll be there in 10 minutes. Marco blinks, looks at Lorenzo. Lorenzo just nods. Marco leaves. Leo gathers his files, takes his time. You're making him wait, Lorenzo says. He showed up here without calling. Without an invitation, yeah, he waits. Smart. I pay attention. Leo walks out. Lorenzo watches him go. There's pride in his eyes, real pride. The kid who ate out of dumpsters is handling mob bosses now. The conference room's freezing. Lorenzo keeps it that way, on purpose. Dominic Rossi sits at the table looking pissed. Big guy, thick neck. Expensive suit that probably cost 10 grand. 2 gorillas stand behind him. He's been cooling his heels for 12 minutes. He's not happy about it. Door opens. Leo walks in, alone. Dominic sizes him up. You're the grandson. Yep. Where's Lorenzo? Busy. You're talking to me. Dominic actually laughs. I don't negotiate with kids. Leo sits down, face blank, then leave. The laugh dies in Dominic's throat. What? You heard me? You don't want to talk? Door's right there. I got shit to do. Dominic's jaw tightens. You got some balls, kid. Call me kid again and we're done here. Silence. Heavy silence. Leo continues. You're moving product through our ports without paying. That ends today. Or what? Or we shut you down. Your shipments sit there rotting. You lose millions. We lose nothing. Dominic leans forward, trying to intimidate. You threatening me? In your own house? I'm explaining reality. You want to use our ports? You pay 20%. That's a highway robbery. That's business. Take it or leave it. Dominic stands up. His bodyguards tense. Leo doesn't even blink. Sit down. Or what? You gonna call Grandpa? Leo's voice drops to a whisper, the dangerous kind. I don't need him to handle you. I'm giving you one choice. Pay the 20% or find another port. But if I catch you using ours without paying again, I won't just block your shipments. I'll sink them. In the middle of the ocean, with all your money at the bottom. You could hear a pin drop. Dominic stares, looking for weakness, fear, anything. Leo stares back. Nothing there but ice. Finally, Dominic sits. 15%. 20. Come on, 17. 20. That's the number, only number. Dominic's jaw works like he's chewing glass. Fine, 20. Leo stands, offers his hand. Good doing business? Dominic shakes it, squeezes hard, testing him. Leo squeezes harder. After Dominic leaves, Lorenzo steps out from behind a curtain. He was there the whole time, watching from the shadows. Not bad. Leo turns. He was seeing if I'd fold. Everyone's going to test you, for a year at least. They need to know you're the real deal, not just a name. Did I pass? Lorenzo walks over, claps a hand on his shoulder, hard. You didn't just pass. You showed him who runs this family. Who do I run? Lorenzo smiles. A Vitale. The balcony. Middle of the night. City lights spread out below them like someone spilled diamonds on black velvet. Lorenzo and Leo stand side by side, wind whipping around them. Lorenzo twists off his signet ring. Gold. Heavy as hell. The Vitale crest carved deep enough to draw blood if you punch someone with it. He holds it out. 4 generations. My grandfather gave it to my dad. My dad gave it to me when I was 30. I gave it to your father when he was 25. Leo stares at the ring. I'm 22. I know, you're ready anyway. Leo takes it, still warm from Lorenzo's hand, slides it on his left hand, ring finger. Perfect fit, like it was made for him. Lorenzo squeezes his shoulder. They thought they buried us, Leo. They forgot we were seeds. Leo looks at him, then at the ring, then out at the city below, his city now. What's next? Lorenzo grins, wolf grin. Now we grow. Leo nods, looks down at all those lights. Somewhere down there, Angelo's lying awake in a shelter. Broken, forgotten, living Leo's old nightmare. Somewhere down there, the Empire's still running, stronger than ever. And up here on this balcony, a new king just got crowned. Leo turns to Lorenzo. Thank you for finding me, for not giving up. Should have found you sooner. Should have known something was wrong. You found me when it mattered. They stand quiet. 2 generations, old king and new king. 1 empire, wind picks up, city hums its midnight song. They'll come for us, Leo says. Other families, they'll want to see if I'm weak. Let them try. And when they push, Lorenzo's eyes go hard as concrete. We remind them why Vitale means fear, why it's always meant fear. Leo nods. Together. Together. They turn back to the city, side by side, equals now. 2 Vitales, 1 empire, the future wide open. Down below, the world keeps spinning. People sleeping, working, living, dying. They have no idea what's happening up here. But in the shadows where real power lives, everyone knows. The old king stepping back, the new king stepping up. And this king? He learned his lessons in the gutter, learned them hungry, learned them bleeding. This king remembers, and he doesn't forgive. Wind carries their silence across the skyline. Miles away, Angelo stares at his ceiling, thinking about the kid he tried to kill. The kid wearing the family ring now. Thinking about karma, justice, seeds. Realizing way too late that some seeds grow into redwoods. And redwoods crush everything in their shadow. He closes his eyes. Prays for sleep that never comes. On the balcony, Leo touches the ring, feels its weight, its history. I won't screw this up. Lorenzo hears him, smiles. I know. They stay there till the sun comes up. 2 kings, 1 empire, everything ahead of them. The city wakes up below. And the Vitale name? It just got a whole lot scarier.